turbulence in my third eye for sure. Conscious and unhealthy lifestyle. I began to free myself from the blockages that were just holding me back about unlocking the third eye using meditation, positive affirmations, and dealing with toxic circles or people. From Carlos's case is just one of the many examples. The tip of the iceberg. First is the emotional needs, especially in childhood. Going in circles, and it just impedes your tranquility. A clear example of this blockage. Would you like to have a more clear picture of your future and a broader view of your reality? Have you ever felt blocked or confused when making life choices or expressing yourself? If so, guys, this video is for you. Today, I want to share with you some techniques to unlock your third eye and open your mind to a completely new dimension of reality. The third eye chakra is the energy center located at the point between your eyebrows right here, and it's related to intuition, perception, and creativity. When this chakra is blocked, we can feel confused, disoriented, and even purposeless in life. These techniques that I'm going to share with you are simple, practical, and very effective. They're based on ancestral wisdom that has been passed down from generation to generation. Anyone can apply them, regardless of their age, level of experience, or personal situation. That's the best part. Remember, guys, small changes can bring about a whole big change in your life. By unlocking the third eye, you will be able to develop a greater sense of self, more creativity, and more wisdom. You will also be able to make better choices, express yourself easier, and connect with your highest purpose. You will be able to see reality from a way broader and deeper perspective. In this video, I will teach you 3 techniques to unlock the third eye: meditation, positive affirmations, and handling toxic circles. These techniques are very easy to apply and will give you amazing results in a very short time. So let's start this journey together, guys. Let me introduce myself. I am Ruiz, and I am very happy to have you here. A few years ago, I was in a very difficult situation. I felt trapped in a job that wasn't going anywhere, in a relationship that made me extremely unhappy, and in a routine that just wasn't fulfilling. I did not know what I wanted or where my life was going. But after studying different techniques, reading many books, countless therapy sessions with many different approaches, and lots of inner work, I began to free myself from the blockages that were just holding me back. My goal here is to inspire and support people like you who want to be free themselves from all these doubts and fears and limitations that prevent us from living the life that we desire. You can trust me, guys, because I have been where you are and I know how it feels. I also know that it's not easy, but I also know that you can move forward and that there is, in fact, a world of possibilities waiting for you. If you're ready to take the first step towards positive change, I congratulate you first of all. This is so much bravery and commitment onto yourself. Today, you're going to learn something that can change your life forever. What I will share at the end of this video will transform your ability to make accurate decisions and create the life that you desire. I'm very excited to share with you this journey. So what is the third eye? Intuition is a sacred gift, and reason is a faithful servant. We have a society that honors the servant and has forgotten the gift. Albert Einstein. It's common for us to place an excess of importance on our rational thinking, while at the same time underestimating what we truly feel deep within our being, our gut feeling. Are we relying too much on the reason while neglecting our intuition, guys? Beware here, guys. What we call reason is heavily influenced by ideas that we have inherited from past generations, including prejudices from our cultures and facts that we previously considered as true that we have been living over time. Let's not forget that not long ago, slavery was normal. Actually, there are still around 94 countries around the world that where there's some form of slavery that is still legal. So slavery is just one example of the many biases that reason can create. The situation I'm going to describe below is a common story of the limiting prejudices that still exist in our society. My client, who we will call Juan Carlos as to protect his identity, he's a man who's passionate about artistic painting. Since childhood, he felt a special connection with art, but had to suppress this interest as his group of friends made fun of him for his girly tastes, to not mention the actual colorful language that they actually used. When Juan Carlos finally dared to sign up for painting classes, his friends made fun of him, saying that it was a woman's thing. Even when Juan Carlos managed to sell some of his work, they ridiculed him for dedicating himself to a feminine hobby. This close minded mentality that categorizes activities based on gender and limitations can not only limited Juan Carlos's ability to connect with his passion, it also blocked his potential to explore new ways of perceiving reality through art, discover unsuspected talents, and think innovatively. It's a good thing that he listened to his intuition because he's honestly a great artist. Juan Carlos's case is just one of the many examples, the tip of the iceberg of many preconceived ideas that silently persist in our culture. We have a collective responsibility to identify these restrictive beliefs and transform them. These types of ingrained prejudices act like a blindfold that clouds our third eye, preventing us from reaching our full potential by stopping our freedom to explore all areas of life. No one should be forced to suppress their emotions out of fear of social rejection. It is important to keep an open mind to question these types of ideas that hold us back in our quest to live a happy life. We must clear the lens of the third eye and dare to think without borders to achieve integral development. What exactly is the third eye, guys? The third eye is a chakra that is located between the eyebrows right here, which is associated with the inner vision, clairvoyance, imagination, and creativity. It is the center of our intuition, that inner voice that guides us towards our purpose and helps us make accurate decisions that truly align with our desires, not to be confused with impulsive action, by the way. Activating the third eye allows us to see beyond the obvious, perceive subtle energies, and connect with our higher wisdom to manifest our dreams. It also helps us develop our empathy, compassion, and self confidence. This is why it's so important. What is there beyond your eyes that you cannot see? Have you ever had a hunch about something that you just couldn't logically explain, guys? Or a gut feeling about a person's situation that later on turned to be true? Oh, I should have done this. Oh, I should have said that. That's your intuition speaking. It's a form of perception that goes beyond the five physical senses. Intuition connects us with a deeper reality, with knowledge that transcends logic and reason. It allows us to access the truths that our eyes cannot see and that our rational mind cannot fully comprehend due to its preconceived biases. It is said that opening this invisible eye allows people to access elevated states of consciousness and reveal the great wisdom that the universe has to offer. Who else is wiser than the universe, guys? To illustrate the power of intuition, let me tell you the story about Steve Jobs. He's the founder of Apple brand. We all know him. Jobs was a great believer in his intuition and used it to make important decisions in his life and business. For example, When he was young, he decided to drop out of college after only one semester because he did not like the academic environment and wanted to save his adopted parents' money. However, he did continue to attend some classes that interest him, such as calligraphy, which later on served him to design the fonts for Macintosh computers. And he decided to travel to India with a friend, seeking more spiritual experience that would give him more meaning to life. And there he became interested in Zen Buddhism and learned to meditate. This practice helped him relax his mind, focus his attention, and develop his creativity. As he said, your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most importantly, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. I love it. I love that phrase. Today, many people have lost contact with their intuition due to the fast pace of modern life and the predominance of reason over emotion. However, it is possible to reconnect with our third eye, paying attention to that inner voice we often ignore. It takes courage to trust our purest instincts, even if they contradict others' logic. But if we learn to listen again to this guide, it will indicate the right direction for our purpose in life. It will be like activating the GPS towards the best version of yourself. So, how can we know if our third eye is active? There's some signs or signals that can indicate this, such as having lucid dreams, visions, synchronicities, or increased creativity, where we can also feel a greater mental clarity, greater self-confidence, and greater connection with our higher self. We all have an invisible third eye, a sixth sense that goes beyond reason and connects us with our essential being and deep longings, guys. It is time to reinvent the meaning of that visionary eye by opening it to our inner voice so it can guide our decisions, relationships, and really live your life authentically. By doing so, we align ourselves with our higher self and our higher purpose. So, let's talk about the symptoms of a blocked third eye. You don't have to look too far to find the symptoms of a blockage on the third eye, as most of us have experienced disconnect between our desires and our ability to achieve them at some point. That's one. But there are several signs that can help you identify if your intuition center is experiencing any interference, constantly making the wrong choices. If you find yourself making wrong choices regularly, which generates situations of stress and regret in your life, there's a sign. Difficulty concentrating and performing at work, home, in studies, etc. You have a very low ability to concentrate and very low productivity, there's another sign. Missing important opportunities. You have missed opportunities that could just have had a positive impact in your life due to a lack of perception or simply just because you felt that you could not achieve that challenge. It's a huge one. Feeling stagnation or lack of direction. You're feeling like you're not progressing in your life, as if you were lost or without a clear objective. Another sign. Loss of trust in yourself. This is one of the biggest ones. You feel that you have lost trust in yourself, your partner, or in the people close to you. It greatly affects your inner peace and mental stability. I invite you to reflect for a moment on your experience with these symptoms. Have you felt a constant lack of energy, or have you had problems in your relationships recurrently but don't know why? Remember that the third eye is associated with intuition and perception, guys. Identifying these signs is the first step to working on its opening and balance. The conflict point is shown when one or more of these symptoms start to be habitual. When you feel it's normal to feel like that, that's an issue. Causes of a blocked third eye. Now you know the main manifestations of when you have a third eye blocked, but what are the actual main causes? What causes this obstruction? The third eye, as we have seen before in the same video, represents our ability to connect with our consciousness and our higher self. It is a subtle energy center that, when active and open, allows us to have guidance and wisdom that guides us to make better choices. But sometimes this third eye gets blocked. It clouds over, as if there's a dense obstruction of fog preventing us from seeing clearly our true self and our purpose and our life. When this happens, we feel disoriented, we feel confused, empty inside. We can even fall into depression or anxiety. It's like losing that internal GPS that gives meaning to life. The causes of this blockage can vary, but fundamentally, I've reduced them to 3 today. First is the emotional wounds, especially from childhood trauma, and the core beliefs that cause the internal barriers of protection that block the flow of our inner vision. The second one that I feel is important is an unconscious and unhealthy lifestyle. When we live in avoidance in an accelerated life with poor nutrition and lack of exercise, we become very affected, causing turbulence in our third eye for sure. And the third one is chronic stress and constant anxiety. They keep our mind going and going and going in circles, and it just impedes your tranquility. Reversing this process and reconnecting with your third eye requires patience, consistency, and eventually a transformation at a physical, emotional, and spiritual level will have to happen. But with the right dedication, it is possible to achieve it. And when you do, a new light will illuminate your path. Past emotional wounds. The emotional pain we suffer in the early stages of our life can leave very deep traces in our subconscious, and these unhealed wounds are like poison for our third eye. Let's talk about my client, who we will call Alejandra for privacy purposes. She is a clear example of this blockage. When she was just a teenager, she experienced the separation of her parents, something that just marked her deeply. It was an extremely traumatic episode in her childhood that generated deep-rooted mistrust. She remembers how her perfect family world just crumbled overnight. She went from having a happy family to a broken home. And worst of all, she felt that her father had selfishly abandoned her and her mother. They lived in avoidance until all of a sudden it crumbled. This perception of rejection and betrayal was an emotional stab for Alejandra. She was left with damaged self-esteem, believing that she was not important enough for her father to stay. From there on, she began to see men as unreliable beings, including future partners. Unconsciously, she sabotaged her own relationships out of fear of being abandoned again. As you can see, Alejandra's inner child got stuck in that painful experience and relived it over and over, and those toxic emotions were creating an energy wall that blocked her ability to love freely and maintain her intuition open. But the wounds of the past are not the only thing that has affected Alejandra. Leading an unbalanced life full of excesses can also hinder our mental and spiritual clarity. Immersed in an exhausting work routine, Alejandra spends most of her day in front of a computer consuming junk food. She rarely takes a break to stretch or simply to observe the view from her window. When she gets off work, exhausted, all she wants to do is lie on the couch, watch a series, and order pizza or hamburgers. On weekends, she tries to recover lost sleep, sleeping until noon, and although she would love to go for a walk or take yoga classes, she feels that she doesn't have the time or energy for that. As you can see, this frantic lifestyle has completely unbalanced her physical and mental equilibrium. Sedentary lifestyle, poor diet, fatigue, and stress were totally blocking her subtle energy centers, including her third eye. The accelerated pace of modern life takes many of us to live in a permanent state of stress and overwhelm. Alejandra is a clear example of this overwhelmed state. Immersed in her corporate job, she has to deal with endless meetings, tight deadlines, last-minute problems, and a very demanding boss every day. Her mind is constantly scheming how to meet all the demands. This constant bombardment of stress is dangerously overloading her nervous system. The symptoms are clear: problems falling asleep, chronic fatigue, headaches and back pain, irritability, and recurring anxiety attacks. But the damage goes beyond the physical, guys. Her agitated mind has few quiet spaces to connect with her inner self. Very often she feels that the fog of stress completely clouds her thoughts. As you can see, the wounds of the past, the unbalanced lifestyle, and the toxic stress prevent us from seeing our path clearly. But no, it's not all bad news, guys. There is hope, and precisely that is the objective of bringing you this video. There's practical steps you can take to recover your inner clarity and connection to your future and your present. Next, I will reveal 3 powerful tools that have changed my life in recent years and that also help Alejandra to activate her third eye and regain control of her destiny. Prepare to open that door to your higher self again that will allow you to access the divine guidance in your life. The process begins now. Practical exercise to unblock your third eye. Unblocking the third eye is a process that requires time and effort. You won't be able to do it overnight. However, if you're willing to practice regularly, you will be able to open your mind to a new dimension of reality. There are different methods you can use to unblock the third eye. Some of the most common methods include meditation, positive affirmations, and moving away from toxic people or circles. Surrounding yourself with positive and healthy people and experiences. Here's how to carry out these practical exercises. Let's start with meditation, guys. Meditation is an excellent way to develop concentration and attention. When you're focused, your mind is more open to both earthly and spiritual experiences. If you don't know how to start, here are some simple steps for you to start today. First, find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Sit in a relaxed position with your back straight and your hands on your knees. Close your eyes and breathe deeply through your nose. Focus your attention on the point between your eyebrows where your third eye is located, and imagine that there's a violet light shining at that point, illuminating your forehead and is turning round and round. Keep your attention in that light without being distracted by other thoughts and sensations. They're not there anymore. You're in a different space. And keep breathing normally. Focus exclusively on that light and control your breathing. I am going to be uploading some meditations onto my social media, probably starting next week. But now that you know about meditation and how it can benefit you, if you want to learn more about meditation techniques, you can leave me a comment and I will make a video explaining more in detail. But let's move on to positive affirmations. Affirmations are phrases that express what we want to achieve or improve in our life. By repeating them frequently and with conviction, we can reprogram our subconscious and eliminate limiting beliefs that prevent us from achieving our goals. So to use affirmation effectively, you should follow some steps. So choose an affirmation that relates to your goal or your area of your life that you want to improve. The affirmation should be positive, present, and personal. That is, you should express what you want and not what you don't want. You should speak as if you have already achieved it and not as if it were something that you're going to achieve in the future. So for example, instead of saying, I don't want to be sick, you can say, I am a healthy person and all my habits are those of a healthy person. Or instead of saying, I want to be more intuitive, You can say, I am a highly intuitive person and I always pay attention to the details. Repeat the affirmation several times a day, preferably in the morning, when waking up, or at night before going to sleep. You can repeat them out loud or mentally. While repeating the affirmation, feel as the truth of the power, like feel the truth, the power in your body. Visualize the affirmation actually being fulfilled. Practice affirmations every day until they become a belief that is just engraved in your subconscious. You can also use recorded affirmations that you can listen to before going to sleep or while getting ready in the morning. I even listen to them with my headphones during my work, and they help me manage my stress and anxiety as well during a run. If you want to listen to affirmations with relaxing music and a soft voice, I invite you to visit my channel, where I already have some affirmations, and I will also be uploading, I will try to upload them a new video once a week. I will leave the link above and in the description so that you can find them. An important point I want to clarify is that affirmations are not magic and will not solve problems just by listening to them or saying them. The purpose of the affirmations is to open your mind to the possibilities, opportunities, and resources that exist in the universe that can help you create the reality that you want. You still have to take action on your desires. Someone who uses affirmations has more positive, optimistic, and proactive attitude towards life than someone who doesn't. They focus on what they want and not what they don't want. They feel capable of achieving their goals and overcoming the obstacles, and they value themselves and others. So, what do you think of positive affirmations, guys? Have you ever used them? What results have you obtained? I would love to know your opinion and experiences. Leave me a comment below if you agree with what I exposed in this video. And if you don't agree, please let me know so that we can grow together physically and spiritually. Moving away from toxic people or circles. Toxic people or circles are those that make you feel bad, manipulate you, criticize you, devalue you, or limit you. Being around them can make you feel inadequate, unheard, and negatively affect your self-esteem, your health, your creativity, and your intuition. Therefore, it is important that you learn to identify them and move away from them. Recognizing the signs of toxicity. Person or circle is toxic is that they make you feel guilty for their problems. They lie to you, they ignore you, they judge you, they may even humiliate you. Some of these circles, you kind of get the point though. Anyone or anything that you feel drained, sad, or angry after being around is pretty toxic for your intuition. So make sure you set clear and firm boundaries. You should communicate your boundaries and let them know what behaviors you won't be tolerating or accepting. And if they don't respect the boundaries, you should just take measures to walk away from them. Try not to get caught defending yourself and arguing your point, as they will twist it against you. And you know, like there's always something new. So just walk away. Reduce contact or cut communication. Depending on the degree of toxicity and the type of relationship that you have with the toxic person or circle or job. You can choose to reduce contact or cut off communication completely. That's totally up to you. Or you can do it gradually or abruptly as you see fit. It's totally up to you. The important thing is that you do not give them more space or power in your life or over your choices. Surround yourself with positive and healthy people, guys. Seek the support and company of people who love you, respect you, value you. People who share your interests, your values, your goals. People who inspire you, motivate you, and help you grow. People who you can always rely on. People who you're able to express yourself freely with without judgment. People who you always know what to expect from. Take care of yourself and your self-esteem, guys. Remember that you are a valuable person, worthy and deserving of respect and happiness. Dedicate time to do things that you like, that relax you, and that make you feel good. Practice gratitude, forgiveness, and self-compassion. Friends, if you made it this far, first of all, thank you very much. This video was way longer than I expected, but I think we touched on every important point throughout. Please be proud to be here. It means that you want a better life for yourself and those around you. But wait. Before you go, if you identify with what we shared so far, simply want to learn more about how to unlock your chakra, unleash your potential, please give me a like, subscribe to my channel, and activate the bell. This way you can help me know what to continue creating and keep creating valuable content for you. You can also leave me a comment with your opinion or suggest any topic. You can find me on all my networks as rocks.ruiz.tarot444. There you can find tools and daily advice for your personal growth. You can also find your signs, your zodiac signs and stuff. You can explore all these topics in depth in my blog as well at rockstartarot444.com. Don't miss the opportunity to expand your knowledge and seek transformation.